A secret rule change just became reality, and millions of Americans are about to see their Social Security checks increase by hundreds of dollars every month. I'm talking about real money here. The Congressional Budget Office reports beneficiaries will see an average monthly increase of $360, but many people will receive far more than that. Some people may be eligible for over $1,000 more each month. This isn't clickbait or wishful thinking. This is happening right now, and if you've worked in certain jobs during your career, you could be one of the millions getting this massive boost. But here's the catch. Social Security isn't automatically finding everyone who's eligible. You might need to take action to claim what's rightfully yours. I've spent years helping people navigate Social Security, and I can tell you this is one of the biggest changes I've ever seen. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly whether you qualify, how much extra money you could receive, and what steps you need to take. Don't click away. This could literally change your financial future. For decades, millions of hardworking Americans have been getting shortchanged on their Social Security benefits due to two obscure rules called the windfall elimination provision and the government pension offset. These rules unfairly reduced or completely eliminated Social Security benefits for people who also earned pensions from jobs that didn't pay into Social Security. We're talking about teachers, firefighters, police officers, federal employees, and others who dedicated their lives to public service. These people paid into Social Security through other jobs, earned those benefits fair and square, but then got penalized simply because they also had a pension from public service work. The Social Security Fairness Act, H.R. 82, concerning the windfall elimination program and government pension offset, was signed into law on January 5, 2025. This law eliminates these unfair reductions, and the changes are already taking effect. Let me be crystal clear about who benefits from this change. The WEP and GPO provisions reduced or eliminated the Social Security benefits for over 3.2 million people who receive a pension based on work that was not covered by Social Security. If you've ever worked as a teacher, firefighter, police officer, or federal employee under the Civil Service Retirement System, pay attention. You might also qualify if you worked for a state or local government that didn't participate in Social Security, or if you worked abroad and earned credits in a foreign Social Security system. Here's what makes this so significant. These weren't small reductions. The windfall elimination provision could cut your Social Security benefits by up to half of your pension amount, with a maximum reduction of hundreds of dollars per month. The government pension offset was even worse. It could reduce spousal or survivor benefits by 2/3 of your government pension amount, often eliminating these benefits entirely. Think about that. You worked 2 careers, paid into Social Security, earned those benefits, but then got punished for also earning a pension. It never made sense, and finally, justice has been served. Now let's talk numbers, because this is where it gets exciting. According to the Congressional Budget Office, beneficiaries will see an average monthly increase of $360s, but remember, that's just the average. Depending on factors such as the type of Social Security benefit received and the amount of the person's pension, some people's benefits will increase very little, while others may be eligible for over $1,000 more each month. Let's break this down with real examples. Say you're a retired teacher who is receiving $800 per month in Social Security benefits, but the windfall elimination provision was reducing that by $400 monthly. Starting this year, you'll get that full $200. That's an extra $400 every single month, or $4,800 more per year. For spouses affected by the government pension offset, the increases can be even more dramatic. If you're a widow whose survivor benefits were completely eliminated because of GPO, you could now be eligible for the full survivor benefit, which averages over $1,400 per month. But here's the really exciting part. You're not just getting the increased payments going forward. The bill also authorizes 1 year of lump sum retroactive payments for those whose Social Security benefits were reduced by SSDI and/or GPO. This means you could receive a substantial lump sum payment covering the benefits you should have received in 2024. The Social Security Administration isn't wasting any time implementing these changes. The Social Security Administration announced it is immediately beginning to pay retroactive benefits and will increase monthly benefit payments to people whose benefits have been affected by the Windfall Elimination Provision, WEP, and Government Pension Offset, GPO. Starting the week of February 24, 2025, SSA is beginning to pay retroactive benefits and will increase monthly benefit payments to people whose benefits have been affected by the WEP and GPO. Most affected beneficiaries will begin receiving their new monthly benefit amount in April 2025 for their March 2025 benefit. Here's how it's working. Social Security is processing these changes in batches. They're starting with current beneficiaries and working through the backlog systematically. The chart below shows SSA's progress with processing adjustments from February 25, 2025 through July 4, 2025. If you're already receiving Social Security benefits and were affected by WEP or GPO, you don't need to do anything. Social Security will automatically recalculate your benefits and send you any retroactive payments you're owed. You'll receive a notice in the mail explaining your benefit change and any lump sum payment. But if you haven't applied for Social Security yet and think you might have been affected by these rules, you should consider applying now to start receiving your full, unreduced benefits. You might be wondering, how do I know if this applies to me? Let me help you figure that out. First, the Windfall Elimination Provision affected you if you receive Social Security benefits, and you also receive a pension from work where you didn't pay Social Security taxes. This typically includes teachers in certain states, police officers and firefighters in many jurisdictions, federal employees hired before 1984 under the Civil Service Retirement System, state and local government workers in non-Social Security covered positions, workers who spent time working abroad. The government pension offset affected spouses and survivors who receive benefits based on their spouse's Social Security record, but who also receive a government pension from work not covered by Social Security. Here's a quick way to check. Look at your current Social Security statement or payment notice. If you see any mention of WEP or GPO, or if your benefits seem lower than what the Social Security calculators suggest they should be, you were likely affected. You can also check your pension statements. If your pension comes from work where you didn't pay Social Security taxes, you'll see this on your old pay stubs. There won't be Social Security taxes deducted, then you may have been subject to these provisions. I want to hear from you in the comments. Are you one of the millions affected by this change? Have you already received notice from Social Security about increased benefits or retroactive payments? Share your experience. It could help others understand what to expect. If you found this information valuable, please hit that like button. These Social Security updates can literally be worth thousands of dollars to families. And liking the video helps me reach more people who need this information. And if you want to stay updated on all the latest Social Security changes and strategies, subscribe and ring that notification bell. I know many of you have felt frustrated and even betrayed by the old WEP and GPO rules. You worked hard, paid your taxes, earned your benefits, but then got penalized for serving your community as a teacher, firefighter, or public employee. That frustration was completely justified, and I'm genuinely happy that this injustice has finally been corrected. If you're eligible for these increases, here's my practical advice. First, be patient with the Social Security Administration. They're processing millions of cases, and it takes time to get everyone's benefits corrected. Your money is coming. They're just working through the system methodically. Second, keep an eye on your mail. Social Security will send you official notices about any benefit changes. Don't ignore these notices. They contain important information about your new benefit amounts and any retroactive payments. Third, if you think you should be affected but haven't heard anything by summer 2025, contact Social Security. While they're automatically processing most cases, some situations might require individual attention. Finally, consider how this extra income might affect your overall financial picture. If you're getting significantly more money each month, you might want to review your retirement budget, tax situation, or savings strategy. This change is wonderful news for affected beneficiaries, but it's important to understand the broader context. The Social Security Fairness Act will cost approximately $196 billion over 10 years, according to the Congressional Budget Office. This accelerates Social Security's projected funding shortfall by about 6 months. That doesn't mean you shouldn't get these benefits. You absolutely should. You earn them. But it does mean Congress will need to address Social Security's long-term funding challenges sooner rather than later. For those receiving these increased benefits, this could be the perfect time to plan for potential future changes to Social Security. Having extra money now gives you more options to prepare for whatever adjustments might come down the road. The good news is that even with this additional cost, Social Security remains incredibly stable. Even in the worst-case scenario where Congress takes no action on funding, Social Security could still pay about 83% of scheduled benefits indefinitely. And realistically, Congress will act to preserve benefits. They always have. Let me quickly recap what we've covered. The Social Security Fairness Act has eliminated the windfall elimination, provision, and government pension offset, two rules that unfairly reduced benefits for over 3 million Americans. If you worked in public service, as a teacher, firefighter, police officer, federal employee, or similar role, you could be getting significantly more money each month, with an average increase of $360 but potentially over $1,000 for some people. The changes are already being implemented, with most people seeing increased payments starting in April 2025. You'll also receive retroactive payments for 2024. If you're currently receiving Social Security and were affected by these rules, you don't need to do anything. The money will come automatically. This is one of the most significant positive changes to Social Security in decades, and it's happening right now. If you think you might be affected, pay attention to your mail from Social Security over the coming months. Thanks for watching, and remember, understanding Social Security can literally put thousands of dollars in your pocket. I'm here to help you navigate these systems and claim every benefit you've earned. Drop your questions in the comments, give this video a thumbs up if it helped you, and I'll see you in the next one, where we'll continue exploring ways to maximize your Social Security benefits.